You guys, it's Dan. I'm coming back with another video. Shimmy, back with another video. Yeah, spirits all around today. But for those of you that are new to my channel, click the subscribe button wherever it is. Boom, boom, boom. You know, basically what I do is I channel spirit and I try to relay a message that wasn't really expressed during their dimension or during their time. Now, for the ones that are returning subscribers, click the like button down below, comment a little something. But today's case is a little bit different, because it was one of those moments where I did hesitate because she just died, and I'm not really into older music, but I did hear a few of her songs. But the way it came about is the fact that I was in fitness class. This was unexpected. Now, they got the little TVs up there, and I'm looking up as I'm on the treadmill, and I see her funeral service, and it didn't hit me. It didn't really hit me, the fact that she was gone and stuff like that, until as I'm doing the reading, finding out more about her as a person, and then I'm actually going to try to compare, see if they are facts, and then as I'm doing that, learning about her, getting to know her better, and it hit me. So, as you know, I got emotional and I cried. But, yeah, I was in gym watching the TV as I'm on a treadmill and her funeral service comes on, and it's hard to ignore it when you're seeing something like that and you're a person like me, and I didn't really want to watch it, so I just moved along. But ever since then, I couldn't get it off my mind, and it's like I kept seeing things toward her, like she wanted me to do a reading. But yeah, let me just start. So by the title, you can tell that I'm doing Aretha Franklin, and many of you guys know her as a singer, a popular artist, more R&B back in the day. Her father was a minister, so she did start off singing gospel, singing gospel music, and that's where all started from there. So even though it was back in the day, and despite certain circumstances that was influenced in the world then, she did have a kind of a good upbringing, and she was born in 1942. She died in 2018, only 76 years old. Oh my gosh. You know what I realized? When I was looking at, when I was reading some of her history, like I just told you, her father and stuff was a minister. I swear they told me she was 72, but now I'm seeing she's 76. You guys, it's one of them, alright? So, the first thing that I saw that was random, and I'm like, okay, obviously I have to get up and write this. Now, I saw this in my vision. I saw the words, was singing funeral. And then I saw her sitting on the edge of her casket, at the bottom part. I saw her sitting, and she had her legs crossed at the bottom portion of her legs. And her legs are swollen, by the way. No, I just saw it just now. It's like her legs. I already saw that near the end of my reading, but her legs are swollen. Like I was saying, I saw her sitting on the edge at the end of her casket. She was singing, and the bottom of her legs were crossed. And she was just singing with her eyes closed. And I thought that was a memorable moment, so I'm like, I might as well write it down. So then after that, like I said, I might as well write it down. I go and I look at, what's it called? A tribute to her, something like that. And as I'm done writing, I see a flash of what I saw at the end of the video. Yes, that happens sometimes with spirit referring me to something else by seeing a certain moment in time, if that makes sense. Alright, so as I saw that part, I saw the word "See, I'm holy," and in the picture that I was watching, it was like a motion picture. It was her with her hands up, like both of her hands up. Then I saw the word "See, I'm holy." So that has all the symbolism. Like, it's basically a symbolic message of where she is now and who she was. All right. Now, as I was thinking about the vision that I saw, which was, should I tell it later? I should tell it later. But I heard the words telling the truth. As I was thinking about the fact that I saw her in a hospital bed and it was like the doctor was telling her something. And as I was writing it down, the fact that I saw her in a hospital bed, I saw the words bad ear. And then I kept writing. And then I saw her covering her ear with her hand as she was looking at the doctor. And then I was thinking, like, is that me? Like, because once I got that, my ears started hurting really bad. And I'm like, is that me? Like, do I got an ear infection? And then the orb goes over right across the words, you guys. No lie. Yes, that happens. It went right across the words with her hand as I was reading basically what I just told you. That's crazy. Thinking, do I got an ear infection? And she's basically telling me with her hand. So, But at the end of the part that I was saying, I don't know if I should say this because I did hear I'm going to die regardless at the end of me talking about that she was looking at her doctor. Yes, I hear things while I'm writing. It's just basically a confirmation. Honestly, I was mostly looking at her pictures. That's how I should have said this in the beginning, but that's how I connect at times. By looking through the eyes. It's basically the soul. And then I saw what looked more like a memory, but I saw her like with, what side is it? On her left side, she had books in her hand. It was like a pouch of some kind of like a purse book bag thing, folder. But it was like it was hanging in her hand and it was open, like it was about to fall out, like her books was about to fall out. So I don't know if she did some type of certain study. I forgot to look up on that part, but I don't know if she did this type of certain study, like studied at college or something. I don't know. But all right. After I wrote down that part, I saw the words 1941. Really, 1941. And as I looked up at the clock, you guys, no lie, I saw the numbers 11:41. 11:41. What does that mean, 1941? I feel like the family will have to confirm certain things. But another thing I keep seeing just now, I saw it about 3 times now. It's repetitive. The guy, that one pastor, I know he's a pastor, but he has like the slick back hair kind of on the side of Ariana Grande. On this side, she keeps pointing him out. Like, I don't know why she keeps pointing him out, but I keep seeing him over and over again. Like, and then also I saw like her in a casket, but it was from the head down, and it was from afar as well. But I saw her right hand, and it's like she had a whole bunch of rings on her 3 fingers. Like, it was multiple rings on 1 finger. I don't know if she has like a ring collection or if she took, like, I don't know. But it must have been something that she wore a lot, or she liked to wear, or that she wanted to. And then I also saw somebody helping a woman walk. Well, it was blurry, but I saw someone helping a woman walk in a hospital gown. She was in the hospital. Now, oh my God, it makes me want to say that part so bad. What is it? What is it? I want to read it. I'll find it later. But once I read that part, it just reminded me of the fact that I heard something about her blood vessels and like what was wrong with her veins, her blood vessels. I don't know. And then that's when I got a vision of her ear. Like, it was this part of the ear, but she zoomed in on her earlobe. So, and then in the vision, like when she zoomed in on her earlobe, it was like a dark circle, like it was a darker color around the actual hole, as if she wasn't wearing earrings for a long time. But then before that, I got the flashes of, well, the visions, the flashes of like clip-on earrings. I don't want to miss anything. But yeah. So I don't know what it is about her and her earrings. And then that's when I also saw her playing the piano. Like, it was an old memory as well. And I saw the word, well, the number 28. And then, remember that, guys. Remember the number 28, alright? Now, when, I forgot what made me, oh yes. I Googled the number, well, I actually Googled Aretha Franklin. Aretha Franklin and the number 28. And I'll tell you more about that in a second. But when I did that, I basically saw the fact that she, on Google, that she left no money in her will. She didn't leave anything in her will. So as I was reading that, I basically heard wanted my money. And then I saw someone reading like the middle part of a folded paper like really fast. Like they were going like this. And then that's when I saw the words "no grandkids." I did see more words in the beginning of it, but like I said, some things are blurry. So you can reverse it if you want to. Grandkids, no, but I don't know what she means about that. And then I also saw her in a wheelchair, and I don't know what it is about her walking like with her legs or something. I do see someone like rubbing the leg. It's crazy how I started doing that, but rubbing the leg. And then I also saw the words "push her away." So I don't know what's going on in their personal life, but hey, I'm just saying. And oh my god, I want to say that part so bad, guys. You don't even know. All right, let me continue. So, like I said, I was looking at a bunch of pictures of her because that's how I like to start off my channeling. And I'm like, who is this guy that's kissing her on the cheek like that? I'm like, oh my god, I saw the words, my dad passed away. My dad passed away. Alright, but, I don't know. Different spirit. But, I was looking at the photo of someone kissing her cheek. I'm like, who is that? Who is that? Like who's that kissing her cheek like that? I just didn't like it. And then I heard the words, my son. And I didn't even continue scrolling to see the fact that it was her son. But it did say that it was her son, in fact. Now, after I saw that and I then clicked off of that, I saw the words, my dad leaves. And then I saw her son again. So I don't know what happened back in the day between the baby's father, the actual dad. I don't know. But, yeah. I saw my dad leaves and then I saw the son. And then I also saw him holding a bouquet of flowers. They were actually pink, white, and green in the middle, actually. And then some of these things I see that are random is actually hard because right after I saw that, before I even finished writing, I saw the fact that he was on one knee going like this. Oh my god, I keep seeing my dad pass away, he leaves. I saw the word he leaves just now and my dad passed away. I just keep seeing it. But I saw him next to her casket like this. He was on one knee and he was crying really hard. 3 weeks? What is that? Oh, I don't like getting random messages that I think don't fit with the reading right now because it's like distracting. But as I wrote that, I also saw the words kissing cheek. And I finished with the word funeral because I was writing, he's on his knees at her cut off by the word that I saw kissing cheek in their funeral. You know, I think it's important to tell you when I got cut off because it is more authentic, I guess. Alright, my hands hurt. So, and then I kept seeing the number 73. Like, I don't know what was going on with that, but I was writing, she shows me 73. Was she supposed, and then I was cut off by the words planning wedding, and then I finished writing what I was writing. Was she supposed to hit 73? And then that's when I heard the word goodbye, and then that's when I saw the word say I'm goodbye. Goodbye, I'm say. Reverse it still makes sense. But another thing that I want to point out that I can't get my mind off is, who is this person at her viewing holding the baby? Like, who is that person? You know? And who is that man that left? Like, the one that died. But yeah, I kept seeing that. Something about the baby. Like, someone in the vision, I actually saw someone holding the baby standing in front of her casket. But this is the part I told you guys to remember. Now, alright. So, I've been told you that I saw the number 28. When I saw the number 28, and I told you I forget what I said, but I knew that I told you I googled her name and the number 28 with me, right? So, when I googled that and I went to, what was it called? What was it? It was A. Franklin Revolution. Came from the page, but I just remember. A. Franklin Revolution. And as I was reading it, I see in the headline the date. And I read 28th of August 2018 is when her funeral was held. Now let me continue reading, alright? So I wrote down like the heading because I wanted y'all to take me serious. Now it says, late singer actress Aretha Franklin lies for, and then I was cut off by I was cut off by the person that was playing the piano at her funeral. But late singer and actress Aretha Franklin lies for, cut off for a public viewing at the Charles H. Wright Museum of African American History in Detroit, Michigan, USA, 28th August 2018. Come on now. And as I was doing that, like I said, I got cut off and I already told you, but the person, like she directed me to that. The person who was playing the piano. And like I said, after I see things, I do research to see if it connects, because why would, like, that's how you find out you're psychic in the first place. I don't want to get off like topic, but that's how you know. When you do stuff like that and when you do it in person. And, the number 73, that is very important. I keep seeing it. This video is going to be a little bit long, maybe about 30 minutes. I do see the number 30. Actually, that's why I said it. And then it's so funny because the whole time since the reading started, I just kept singing in my head. I sing because I'm happy. I sing because I'm free. Oh crap. I just saw it again. My bad. I saw the words she enjoyed it, and I kept seeing the piano. It was golden white. And then, oh my god, I was about to miss a lot. Okay. I saw the words privacy, and I also saw the words show audience, like show audience. And I actually saw her funeral, but the casket was here, and then you push, like, casket here, come back a little, cheers here, 2 rows. And that's all I saw in the vision was, like, the rows and so on, like I just described. But what's up with the 2 rows in the front? Why is that important, But to me in the vision, they look, I know I'm over explaining, but they look more like a whole bunch of figure shadow people that has details, but they're shadows. Like, dark figures. But everything was colored. It was just she was showing me the two front rows, and I don't know why that's important to her. Maybe it could be some immediate family, some immediate friend. I don't know. Okay. So, also saw the word show body, and then also saw someone playing. I don't know what this instrument is called. Don't judge me. I'm not that. I don't know names and stuff. But I saw someone playing what looked like, what is that called? Somebody gonna have to tell me. But it's one of the instruments that you blow in and it's gold. I don't know what it's called, but I guess a flute. Like, it wasn't a flute, but it was a gold instrument. That was, oh my god, I know the name because I've seen it before. Oh my god. But that's what it looked like. And it was gold. But it was small, like it was handheld. But in the middle of me writing that, as I was writing down, I see someone playing, and then I saw the words tribute. And then that's when I continued with saw, etc. Now, I saw the words privacy and making a statement. And then I kept seeing the word Oprah. Like, I kept seeing her. And I don't want to tell you the vision I saw because even if it does come true, I don't want to put that in the atmosphere and then she sees it and then she sees it before it happens and then it happens and now we're like, okay. So, yeah. It's kind of a disaster, I guess. But also saw the words her sing, and then I see her sitting besides the piano. Like, on this side, I see her sitting beside the piano. And then that's when I saw the words Queen past her. And I also saw an older picture of her, like right after I saw it, and I saw her smiling. Now, when I was reading about, what I told you in the beginning about her father being a minister and things like that, her history, orb shot straight across this whole sentence. Now, when Spirit does that, I typically take into consideration that that's a part of the message. Now, yes, it has happened before with plenty of different readings. But basically, it was a purple orb shot straight across. It says, Myla Jackson, Mahalia Jackson, who stopped in to check on the household, talking about when she was rehearsing and things like that. But she also learned music from her as well. But yeah, that was something that was important to her, and I feel like that was something that the family has to look into. Now, the first thing that I saw, like, I wasn't even going to write this down because I'm like, it sounds kind of typical, and it could be a different spirit, because what I saw initially was more of a shadow. I couldn't see any details, but I was more directed to this part, and I was physically doing this in the beginning of my reading, and I'm like, what is this? What is this? What is in the middle? So I wrote down, directed to the middle, and then I went over the words queen, and then that's when I finished reading it, directed to the middle of her chest, and then that's when I found out later that she had pancreatic cancer. And then I saw the words digestive system, and then I also saw a diagram. Like, as I was looking at the pancreatic thing, I saw a diagram of the thing opening its mouth, and it wasn't nothing in front. There was like a yellow thing going back here, like in the throat, and it must be symbolism. And I also see the words body changes body, reverse it, and then also connected that with it as if she couldn't eat. And then that's when I also heard her stomach. And then that's when I heard I was sick. And then that's when I also saw the words her sickness. You heard that bottle crack? Oh, no. Because first I just saw an orb go over the word heard. And then that's when I heard the bottle crack. Yo, I was going to say it, but I'm like, why would I say that an orb went over the word heard? Whatever. After I wrote down that I saw the words her sickness, I saw the words her changes, and then I saw the word directed in the other sentence up top of my page glowed. So, and then that's when I actually saw her, like her breast, like I don't know. I actually see the words duration right now. It must be connected to the time I'm recording, but I saw her breast and it was like, that's uncomfortable. But it was smaller, you know, it was, you get it. I don't have to elaborate that much, you know. But, and then when I was thinking, like, I don't know, but basically, I actually saw her, like, do this to her hair, like a small piece of her hair, and she just dropped it. Like, it was more like, as if she didn't like it, as if it was something that she didn't want, like, she just went like this to a small piece of her hair. And then I wrote down as if it affected her, as if her sickness affected that aspect. Yeah, I might just ignore it. And then that's when I saw, right, not my words, but I wrote down, she pulls her, and I was cut off by the words disaster, changes, and then finished with the words hair, and drops it. And then that's when I saw the words can damage it. So I actually saw the fact that I was oversharing, you know. But then I later got confirmation, you know, from Spirit. But I also saw a heart monitor. Like, I actually saw this in a vision. And the heart part was in this corner. And then that's when I heard my blood pressure. And then she shows me, as I was writing, she shows me loose. And then that's when I was cut off by the words dehydrate. But as I was saying, she shows me loose stool in a bucket, like a toilet bucket thing that you put in the toilet in the hospital. She showed me like loose stool. But to see the fact, but to write down shows me loose, and then to see the word dehydrated, and what? I'm gonna have to look into that later. Oh yeah. And I also saw that it was making her uncomfortable because I saw her like tense. Her hands were up here and it was tense. And then that's when I saw the words over kiss me. Now I don't know who was doing that. It must have just been immediate family, but a orb just went over. I could read it later, but the fact that I kept seeing her reaching for her back. Now I kept seeing that over and over, but she was reaching for her back and she did it slowly, as if it was hurting with this hand. She was like, but yeah. And then that's when I also saw something about her loving her furs. Like, I saw this multiple times, like her flip it over, and I just kept seeing her furs. And then that's when I actually heard, did I say this already? I feel like I said it in the beginning, but I heard her blood vessels. And then she shows me her hands again. Now, when I first seen her hands, for some reason, it looked the same when she covered her ears, and it looked the same when I saw them the time before and now in the beginning of my reading. But it was like the veins were prominent in her hands. And I see the word say I'm cold, and I actually feel it, like my hand, say I'm cold. But, yeah. At first when I saw it, I'm thinking like, is her hand cramping or something? But after I saw the words, her blood vessels, well, after I heard the words, her blood vessels, and then to see her hand, I guess. And then as I was writing, like, what she thinks about my reading, I actually saw the words, I'm psychic waiting, reverse it, waiting, psychic on. And then that's when I actually started hearing the song. It was just this one part, and it was so random. Like, you guys, this is why I love doing what I do sometimes, but it does have its downfalls. Like, it does have its downfalls now. I actually heard, Orb just went over, oh my god. Well, prime example, it just went over, I'm psychic waiting. Well, it just went over the word psychic, but, um, yeah. I basically heard, after I wrote that, I heard, I'm just waiting on a woman. That's the part I heard. That's the only part I heard right after I wrote it. I'm just waiting on a woman. And it's actually titled Waiting on a Woman. And his name starts with the A. I didn't write it down. But yeah, you can go listen to it. I'm actually almost done. But, and then I saw her reaching to her back again slowly. And then I actually saw the words reapproach me, as if it could have been her reapproaching that subject, because I did see it multiple times, but it could stand for something else. Now, and I kept seeing this as well, because there was like one tube I kept seeing coming from, this one prominent tube that I saw hanging, but it had, it looked like one of those hospital tapes around it, like the cloth tape around one part of the tube. I don't know what that was about. A IV. It was just an IV. It's connected to that heart monitor I see, and it's like looped over like this to the bed. And the orb just went over the word I in my sentence of I keep seeing. Wow. Ew. I just thought about it. The orb just went over the word I as I think about it. I as in myself. But yeah. And then that's when I actually saw her like with, it was an older picture, but it was like earbuds in her ear. And I know that's so weird, but the way spirit puts things is just their own little symbolism. But that's when I saw the word say, I'm music listening. Listening to music, I'm saying, whatever. But, wow. Like, when watching other readings and like my own readings, you really come to an understanding of the fact that they create their own scenarios. They create their own happiness at times with something that they did from a recent life or the life that they recently departed from. Although there is certain things like reincarnation, but I never understood that with channeling spirits and reincarnation. I guess it's some things I'll have to catch up to. But yeah, and then that's when I saw the words Franklin's career, and then family centers it. It centers family, reverse it. So, like I said, the family's gonna have to confirm some things. And then when I was looking at because I went back to the Ariana Grande thing because I wanted to hear her opinion on it, but I don't feel like she was really trying to address it, because I actually heard a different voice as I was scrolling past it on my phone. I actually heard, that's nasty. Just like that, that's nasty. Because I was looking at him groping her on the side right here, and I heard, that's nasty. Sounded more of a younger voice. And then, actually, oh my god, this is the part where it actually made me emotional. Because I saw her turning, facing this way, and I saw she was alone, and it was in the dark background, but I saw the words me waiting family. And as I'm thinking, sorry about that, but as I'm thinking, isn't that ironic how, spirits that have passed on wait for you to come back, to come to them? The flip-flop of it. You don't want them to go, but then they wait for you to pass so you can come. It's wanting to live and then wanting to die. But when I saw that, when I was saying that to myself, I actually saw the words, stay with me. And then I saw her on this side of a person that was sitting on the bed with their legs up on the bed and their head was down. And I saw her on the side of them. But she was the only one in color and they were more of a shadow. Um, yeah, I believe that's it. Oh yeah, I also saw the words 1.2 million. I have to Google that because I actually saw the words family begs before that, and then I saw the words 1.2 million. Could be connected to a different story. I don't know, but and this is something that I saw before I started my reading because I actually saw the words "do support me," and I had a flash of what looked like crutches underneath, but then I also saw the hands as well underneath her arms. So I don't know what that is about. I also saw her again. They were swollen, but it was like she couldn't walk properly. Like I saw her left foot stumble over her right foot. Like that's how she was walking. Um, and her shoes looked tight. But she was walking as if her feet were hurting, as if her legs were hurting. And then to see before that, do support me, someone helping her up on both sides and actually feeling that pressure underneath. Oh, never mind. Forget it. I saw someone putting something of clothing of hers behind what looks like a glass. That's also symbolism for me of cherishing it almost. But yeah, is it her furs? Like her, because that's what it looked like to me. That same fur, the brown fur that I saw. But yeah, that's basically everything I got. You know, it's sad. And then not really knowing much about her in the beginning. But I am done with my notes, just for all of you that just came for the notes. But to not know too much about her in the beginning, to just listen to a few of her songs when I'm younger, and to do this reading, see her body, and it felt personal. It felt personal, like getting to know her. It felt personal. Um, but yeah, also have to add this as well because I did hear in the middle of my reading my say I'm husband, and then I also heard my husband. So I didn't know she was married until I was like looking at the timeline of her photos, and I kept seeing like I saw her ring. I'm like, she had this ring on in every photo, but I was looking for the fact that I saw multiple rings on 3 of her fingers. I'm like, she must wear rings a lot or something. But then I saw her wedding ring repeatedly, so yeah. It's something I didn't want to leave out. I hope, they get closure, but I hope they can clarify some things that I said, or at least acknowledge it, because I honestly don't know what I do it for. I don't know what I do it for, but I believe I do it for the spirits and more of their soul. Trying to give them closure. I know I could have recorded a better video, but do you want the original, or do you want something that is fast and I don't even get visions in between? Alright, so that's basically the end of my video. Make sure you rest in peace. It's obvious that she didn't want her body broadcast like that. No offense to anyone, because you gotta be careful what you say on the internet. But yeah. Have a beautiful night, good morning, wherever you are. And she's definitely in love with that piano because I just keep seeing it just now. Yeah. So even though they may pass on and some things that they try on the earth, well, in our 3D dimension, can actually be cultivated in heaven or cultivated in their spiritual world, So, see my video? Peace.